Reiter and Larry Hartstein know it's the playoffs, both here to bring their best. Bill, Luka scored 45 points in Game 1, and the Suns still won and covered. Is it rinse and repeat for Game 2?
It's not for me. I think 6 is too many, and I recognize the Suns are a far superior team. I think, Akeem, for me, there's two reasons that I'm going to be on Dallas and getting 6 points. The first is the way that they performed at the end of that game. They cut that lead. They gave those of us that had put money on Phoenix to cover a serious sweat because they actually gave some defensive energy and effort and some physicality over the course of that fourth quarter. And so there's a roadmap for them to what they need to do. They don't have the talent to compete against Phoenix, but if they have some heart, they can at least put themselves in the game. And the other reason is Luka Doncic. When you have the best player on the floor, and on any given night, sometimes the best player on the face of the earth, you can be in a basketball game. I'm not sure Dallas wins this game. I'm not sure they win many games in this series, but I think we saw that Luka is outstanding enough that he gets a little help offensively from his teammates or just a little help defensively. They can make it closer than they otherwise would, so give me Dallas plus 6.
Bill, I'm sort of along the same lines. I think this game, though, is going under the total. The Mavericks were one of the best defensive teams in the league the second half of the season, and then they got blitzkrieged, 121 points. The Suns were incredibly efficient, as they often are, but 11 of 16 on long-range twos. This was a slow possession game, 94 possessions, and we know when Luka's on there, the pace actually gets slower. So I'm going to bet against that high efficiency from the Suns, and I'm going to go under 216.
They went over in Game 1, but again, the under has been hitting at an eye-popping rate this postseason. Again, 64% clip this postseason. The under has hit in the NBA playoffs. All right, let's look at the prop market. Get your top Dallas player prop. Larry, who stands out to you tonight?
This is my favorite play of the night across the board in all sports. Dorian Finney-Smith. He's the second most important player on the Mavericks. Luka played 44 minutes. He played 40. Dallas, when they play small, he's going to be in there all the time to go over 6.5 rebounds and assists. The first game, 6 rebounds, no assists, which is a real outlier because he usually averages 2 or 3 assists. You look at his previous 5 games, and he put up 50 rebounds and assists, so 10 per game. All we need to do is get 7 for a guy who's going to play 40 minutes. I love it tonight.
I love that is a deep pull by Larry. As soon as we get done, guys, I'm getting on my app and I'm putting all of Larry's bets into the real world with some real money. I'm going to go Jalen Brunson under the I think he's at 18.5 if I got that number right. Look, I know that he stepped up in a major way in the last playoff round with Luka Doncic not around. But the fact is, and Larry touched on this, Luka Doncic, every time that he has the ball in his hands, which is all the time when he's healthy, comes up, dribbles the ball for 15 seconds, and then runs whatever play he's going to run. It slows the game down, and you put that in the mix with the fact that Brunson, over 60 games this year when he was on the floor with Luka Doncic, when they both played, only averaged 15 points per game. And the fact I think the under is going to be a pretty strong play here. I love going under on Brunson's point total. I know he was really important to what they did when Luka was out. Luka's back, and that means everything runs through Doncic.
All right, there you go. So Bill's going to go Jalen Brunson, who Devin Booker called bleeping soft, but he's hoping that he's soft again, under 18.5 tonight. Suns are shooting the basketball extremely well. They've shot 50% or better in 7 straight playoff games. Larry, what's your top Phoenix player prop?
Well, I love Mikal Bridges, and he should have been the Defensive Player of the Year, but his responsibility in this series is to try to slow down Luka, and he has just not been taking a lot of threes, only 12 attempted threes over his last 5 games. He went 1 out of 3 in Game 1. This is very juicy. It's minus 180, but I don't think he's going to attempt more than 3 tonight, and I will bet that he only makes 1.
All right, so this is a little counterintuitive because we think it's going to be a slower pace of play, and we think that the under is probably the right play. But I'm going to go over Chris Paul in the 9.5 assists. He just has a tendency when he comes off big scoring games or when he's up against a guy that's dominated a game like Luka Doncic did to really make sure that he facilitates and gets other guys involved. And it just feels to me like one of those games where Chris Paul is going to look to make sure that the rest of the team is in rhythm. This is a Dallas defense that was better in the second half, but other than that fourth quarter, they looked utterly overmatched. I think it'll be close. I don't love it, but I am going to go with a little bit of confidence on Chris Paul getting over the 9.5 assists.
All right, there you go. Couple of plays there for some props on this night. Take a look back at Bill and Larry's selections. Mavs plus the points for Bill's Game 2 pick. Larry likes the under of 216. Top Mavs prop, Jalen Brunson, under 18.5. For Larry, his top prop, he loved it across all sports. Dorian Finney-Smith, over 6.5 rebounds and assists. Going to get plenty of playing time tonight. Top Suns prop, Chris Paul over 9.5 assists plus 100, and Mikal Bridges under 1.5 3-points made tonight in Game 2.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.